Alrighty, so first and foremost is the following code that you can see on the screen now. Now this was posted to the Survivor website a couple of days ago, and while there is a translation that goes along with this code, I wanted to point out one thing beforehand. If you can see at the start, there are some numbers there. Now these numbers are referred to as 11th of the 25th and 12th of the 27th. Now if you remember the last video that I posted, these numbers have come up before in an earlier code which was posted onto the site. Now these actually are referring to dates, and these are in an American date format. So if you were to swap them around, if you're in Australia or Europe or outside of America in general, they refer to the following dates. The 25th of the 11th, which is November, and the 27th of the 12th, which is December. Now that means that when it comes to the 25th of November, which is technically in Australia today, but since they're posted in an American date format, we'll have to wait another day until something is posted onto the site, because presumably these dates are referring to a new update or a new leak that might be coming out on the site or through some other means. So I'll keep you guys posted on what actually comes out on the 25th American time. Alrighty guys, so here is the associated translation that goes along with the aforementioned code. Now, before I get into what it actually means, I wanted to give a big shout out to the 12072299 Tumblr website. If you don't remember, he was the one that pretty much played a hoax on all of the Fallout 4 community with his Ella Doe story and all of his graphics and posts. But right now he's actually providing a very comprehensive guide of the Survivor 2299 website, just summarizing all the posts, all the Morse code that's going on there. So most of the updates which I'm actually talking about was obtained from his Tumblr site, so please go follow him, he's doing a great job. So now let's get into what the code actually means. So as you can see on the screen right now, I'll read it as follows. The code means the following. The Quabbin reservoir is 7042299. Now there are two things that we can extract from that. First of all are those ending numbers there. You've got 7042299. Now obviously that's referring to the date, as that is, and as the Survivor website URL is, it's referring to the date, year 2299. Which is taking place in a similar time frame, to both Fallout New Vegas, which is taking place in the 2280s, and then Fallout 3, which is taking place in the 2270s. Now, what this is just confirming to us is that whatever date this is referring to, this specific date, the 7th of the 4th, might have some significance in terms of the lore that Fallout 4 is trying to produce. But right now, all that we can take it as is a confirmation that this new game, or this new whatever it might be, let's say it's Fallout 4, is going to be a continuation of the series. My best bet, it's obviously going to be a direct sequel to Fallout 3. It's going to be taking place 22 years after the start of the events in Fallout 3. And that would make sense if Bethesda Game Studios, which was the ones that developed Fallout 3 as opposed to Oblivion, if that would make sense if they were developing the game. So I think we can take this as a strong indicator that whatever is being referred to, on this Survivor website with all of these dates, we can assume that it's a direct sequel of Fallout 3. Now the second thing that we can obtain from this translation is the reference to the Quabbin reservoir. Now, I know beforehand I've spoken a lot how I think that the new Fallout 4 game was going to be a smaller rendition of the American state of Massachusetts. And that was because of all the references to the Boston City, to the town of Lenox, and all of that. Now the problem is that a lot of it came from that, fake Tumblr site that I just referred to earlier. But now we're starting to get some updates referring back to those rumors, and the fact that Fallout 4 may very well take place in Boston, because the Quabbin reservoir is actually a real-life body of water that's located in Massachusetts and is the main water supply of the city of Boston. So if that's the case, if you've got a reference to this, massive water supply for Boston, it's a very strong indicator that Boston is going to be a central point in the Fallout 4 setting. And since Boston is obviously located in Massachusetts, the game is just going to have some sort of, I think, just a general rendition of that state, because obviously you can't fit in the whole state into the game. That would be impossible. But you're going to have some very similar landmarks. You'll have the, similar landmarks from the city of Boston. You're going to have this water reservoir. You're going to have all of these things that are referred to in Massachusetts. So if you guys think of a landmark in Massachusetts that you might think could be in the game, that might be the case, because there are all of these references to that state. And the third thing that I wanted to point out was that if you guys remember the main storyline of Fallout 3, all it had to do was with Project Purity and Lake Mead, and how the father of the lone wanderer ventured back out into the wasteland to seek out Dr. Lee and all of the scientists at Rivet City in order to get the Gek, start the project again, and pretty much cleared Lake Mead of all of the radiation so that anybody, whether human, normal ghoul, or feral ghoul, or even super mutant, was able to drink the water freely without any problem. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because Lake Mead is obviously a large supply of water for the capital wasteland, and now you have the Quabbin Reservoir, which is also a large main supply of water for the city of Boston. So you're sharing some similarities here, and what I'm stipulating is that perhaps there is that kind of continuation of the storyline. The hinting is that because of these two massive water supplies, which wasn't really present in Fallout New Vegas, mind you, these two massive water supplies could share some connection in regards to Project Purity. Maybe the survivor and everyone else in Boston wish to duplicate the exact same project in Boston as was done in the capital wasteland. Who knows? I'm just stipulating there, but all I'm saying is that there is some connection shared there, and not many people might have picked it up, but I'm bringing that to you guys now. Alrighty guys, so the second update that I wanted to bring to you was that a new Morse code was posted onto the Survivor website. Now, the Morse code in its raw form reads as follows: OZDESZ MSG EF IS HIT IIEF IS HIT K. Now, that's a lot to take in, and in fact, the community, which is usually been very good when trying to translate these kinds of codes, have actually been at ends in trying to attribute the true meaning to it. There's been a lot of alternate translations that I posted two potential ones on the screen right now. But I believe that the first one is more correct. I think it just makes a bit more logical sense. So if we were going off that one for a second, what these Reddit people stipulate is that the codes actually refer to the following three locales: Quabbin, which is the one I referred to earlier in the form of the reservoir, Bridgeport, and Concord. Now, these three locales, if this is what the code is referring to, support previous rumors, as I said, that Fallout 4 is going to take place in a smaller rendition of the American state of Massachusetts. You've had Quabbin referred to, as I said before. You've had Boston referred to numerous times. Now, I know those revealed to be a hoax, but it seems like those rumors have actually come to fruition. And now you've got Bridgeport and Concord. All of these areas, all of those landmarks are located, in the state of Massachusetts. So this suggests to me that Fallout 4 is going to take place in that setting. Now, this obviously goes against all of the past rumors that are reported on that Fallout 4 might take place in Europe, or it might take place in the Middle East, or even Russia. But I think there's a reason why Fallout, if this is what it's referring to, as I said, I think this is because Fallout has embodied the American culture, that 1940s, 50s culture so well, and I think people, including myself, are so attached to it. They're so attached to the music that plays, the ink spots on Galaxy News Radio, all of that brilliant 1940s and 50s music that, just floods, it just floods my system, and I just love listening to it roaming the wasteland. I think it would be cruel to deprive fans like myself and all of you out there of that setting or that genre again. I don't think it would be appropriate for Fallout to venture out into Russia, for example. If you want to feel that post-apocalyptic Russia, play the Metro games. But Fallout, has predominantly taken place in America, and I think it would be the wrong choice if we were to venture out of that country in any way. So if this is true, I believe it's for the better, and as again, Massachusetts, that's my bottom dollar bet. Alrighty guys, the third and final piece of news that I wanted to post about with regards to the Survivor website is again related to the Morse codes. Now, every time that you go onto the Survivor website, you hear that Morse code playing. But what many people probably don't know is that there are actually titles associated with those audio files. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to do this, but I've checked it out myself, and I can confirm with 100% legitimacy that this piece of news is correct and it is on point. Now, I'm not telling you how to do this, but if you were to actually look at the elements of the website, you can find your way through it and see the names associated with these Morse code audio files. Now, if you were to go to the website now, the Morse code that's playing currently, when this video was posted, is the one that's referring to the Fall River MA. The other day when the previous Morse code was playing, the title associated with that file was Bridgeport CT. Now, what this is suggesting, as I've said before and I sound like a broken record, but Bridgeport and Fall River are locations within the state of Massachusetts. This is just supporting all of the speculation about Boston, about the Quabbin Reservoir, Concord, Bridgeport, all of that. It's supporting the fact that Fallout 4 will take place in Massachusetts. So there's not much more I can say about that, but I think you can tell that all of the updates with regards to this video, we can be certain that if this is Fallout 4, if this is what this bloody website is referring to with this cryptic bullshit, we can be 100% certain that the state that Fallout 4 is going to be taking place in, the setting of the game, is going to be Massachusetts. So anyways, that's the end of the video. I really do hope you enjoyed the content. Please put your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. And you know me, if you comment, I really do try and reply to everybody. And if I don't, it's only because Google Plus is still working out the kinks and the bugs. So anyways, please stick by because I've got part 2 of this summary video with regards to the Survivor website coming out very soon. This has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourselves and have a good night.